Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we will learn about variable scopes. Okay, variable scopes in the TypeScript. And guys, this is my channel. Please subscribe my channel if you find my sessions are interesting. My tutorials are helpful. Please subscribe my channel. So we will see variable scopes. Variable scopes. Okay. .ts. Variable scopes.ts. Here. So variables are used to describe variables are used to store the values, right? Variables are used to store the values. So, and also like that, variables, there are different types of variable scopes are there. Okay. What are the variable scopes? Function scope, scope, global scope, local scope, block scope, class scope. So these are fine. First, we will see function scope. Okay. How function scope works now? Suppose function. So I'm giving the function keyword function. So we can give the function scope name function scope. Okay, function scope. So function scope, right? Variables declared within a function. So what are the variables we are declaring within the function or inside a function are accessible throughout the function, but not outside. Only the inside you can access. Okay. Now, so I'm taking one variable. So where variable, right? Function variable var function variable. Okay, function variable. So I'm giving passing message. I am in function scope. Okay, this is function scope. Now I'm trying to print this variable. Okay, console.log. This is my function a scope. Okay, suppose now I'm adding one more variable where or you can use let also. No, not an issue. Okay, let we will go with let only. Let let okay inner function it is giving or function or some other name. City I am giving. Let city equal to New York. Okay. Now just I have to print console.log city. Okay. So I have within the function scope I have created two variables. Okay. One is func variable and one is city. Two variables. Here what function scope says, right? Okay. Variables declared with inside a function. Variables declared within a inside a function or within a function are accessible accessible only within that function but not outside but not outside Okay. Function scope variables declared inside a function are accessible only within that function, but not outside, right? Suppose now I'm calling this function scope I'm calling. Okay. Just see variable scope, right? Copy this one. So just to know, okay. Now we need to copy the JS file. Can you see? It is I'm inside the in a function New York. So whatever the variables we are trying to print inside the function, those are printing. So within the function. Suppose the scope of this variables are within the scope, within the function only, the scope, right? That's why they are the function scope. We call them as function scope. The scope variable declared inside a function are accessible only within the function, but not outside. Suppose copy this console.city. Try to access from outside. Can you see error city is not defined because the scope of these variables are only within the function. Okay, inside the function. So can you see here? So error city is not defined. This one func variable cannot find func variable. This variable is not there. So that is why these two will throw an error. Can you see? See, even TypeScript is giving while doing compiler, no? So it give finding two errors in the same file, starting a TypeScript scope. So that is the advantage of TypeScript. Okay, during compilation only it is giving an error. So you understood, right? Function scope. What are the variables we are declaring inside the function within the function? We can access only from that function only, but not outside the function, right? This is the function scope. Now coming to second one is the global scope. Global scope. Global scope. So definition of the global scope is so variables are declared outside any function. Outside any function, outside any class, outside any class or outside any block, no? Any block, no? Are in global scope, are in global scope, are accessible throughout the program. Got it right? Throughout the program. So what it is telling, right? So global, everyone knows that global, right? So the variable scope, right? Variables declared outside any function or outside any class or block, those are accessible throughout the program. Okay, that there is not an issue. Suppose so global function is the right. Let what I am doing, right? Okay, let global variable. So what I'm doing, I'm in global scope. Okay, I'm in global scope. Now I'm displaying the function. Okay, I'm creating the function. Can you see here? This is my global scope function. Function name access global scope console.doc. So I am not printing or I am not declaring any variable inside the function. So already the variable is declared outside the function. Global variable. This we call it as global variable. And so even you are calling inside the function, just call this one or console.log console.log, try to print a global function, right? It is accessible everywhere. It is accessible everywhere. Yeah, can you say I'm in global space? I'm in global space. That is what. So we are declaring outside the function one global variable and with value by declaring let keyword by using let keyword. So function I have created. So the same variable I am accessing within the blocked scope. But it is globally declared, right? It can be called within the function or outside the function. Anywhere throughout the program we can call it, right? This is how the global scope is defined. Okay. So blocked scope is also similar to uh, blocked scope is also we have discussed in our previous session also. So can you see here? So can you see blocked scope we discussed, right? So only inside whatever we declare the variable within the blocked scope, no, only that variable we can access it. Outside the function or blocked scope, no, we can't access it. So this is under the function scope. The same example I'll copy and paste. Okay, we'll do one more thing. See here we are using functions, right? Global function, function scope. This is global scope, function scope we completed, right? Here we use functions, right? But see this one, blocked scope. Block scope. So variables declared inside a blocked scope using let. So this is correct. So variables, what are the variables we are declaring inside a block? No, using a let or constant. Okay, we'll go with let or constant are accessible only within the block. Okay. Suppose what I'm doing, that let marks equal to 94. Okay. Let block variable equal to I'm a blocked scope. So instead of this one, mm, let my percentage or mm, a equal to 5 or a equal to 50. Just say condition if a equal to 50. Just I'm writing a small block scope program. This is a block scope program. So if condition is true, a equal to 50. So a triple equals to 50. Here checking the type also we are checking here. It should be numeric. Okay, I'm in the block scope console.log. I'm printing block variable. Even I'm declaring one constant variable here. Constant. Okay, pi equal to 3.14. Console.py also I'm declaring. So see here the function we have created for the global scope as well as the uh, function scope, but it's a blocker scope, right? It's nothing but a condition. Whatever this is the block, right? Whatever the block within the block only, it will print the two variables declared inside a blocker scope. Use it let or constant are accessible only within the block. Within the block, if you try to access outside the block, suppose these two, it will not print. For now, what I'll do, right? I will execute this. Okay. Variable scope. Can you see? I'm in block scope, pi values, it's printed. Suppose you try to access same thing, console.log, block variable, console.log, pi variable. Just see when I mouse over, so cannot find name block variable, cannot find name pi variable. Okay, so what it says is variables are declared inside the block only, then only you can access those variables within the block. Within the block, you can access from here. If you try to access outside of the block, because the scope of these variables are within the block, right? That's why we can't access outside. So it will give an error. This is about the block scope, right? Mm. Now, class scope, very important. Within the class scope, variables declared inside a class are accessible. Variables, variables declared within the class are accessible only within the class. Within the class. Okay. So what are the variables we would try to access? What are the variables you declared in the class? You try to access those variables. The scope of the variables is within that class only. Okay, we will see that example. Class. Okay, I will go with class person. Hmm. So okay, first name. Just give first name. First name is string, right? String. And I will give Ravi. Last name Ravi Kumar. And so you denote with okay. Let first name. Okay, these are the class variables, right? We no need to go with the keyword. Okay, first name, last name, right? Then okay, display full name. Correct. This is my function name. So I'm printing the full name of the person. First name and last name I'm printing. This is one thing. Okay, first name and last name I'm printing. Now, how to access the method of a class, or how to access the variables which are declared within the class, no? So for that, you need to create an object. So whatever the variables we declare within the class are accessible only within that class. Okay. As of now, so later there are some other ways, some other concepts, but for now, a simple way, the class scope, what we are understanding. Let person, okay, object we are creating equal to new person. So here, the person is an object from person class. Okay. Now try to access that method person dot display full name. So and try to access variable console.log first name. Okay, right? Try to access first name. So now it will display the full name. This one display the first name. So here we are accessing directly. the variable. So this is acceptable. If you give private some access wires, no, then that time it is very difficult to access. Okay, so can you see now variable scopes, right? Can you see the full name got displayed? First name Ravi is displayed. Here we don't have any issue, so we are able to access. But we are accessing within that person, right? Person members. Okay. So this is the class. These are the class members, and these are the class methods. So by using new object, we are able to access within the class only, right? So the person, the class, that method, the person with first name. Suppose if I am using some other keyword, private, private class age. Okay, suppose number I am giving. This is nothing but private variables. Try to access this private variable. It will give an error, right? Console.log. So can you see class age properly? Property classes is private, only accessible within the class person, right? We can't access directly. Suppose here, what I can do, right? Here, one more thing what I'm doing. Console.log, console.log age. Can you see this one? Can you see? Console.log. One second. See, this one we need to access inside the method. Okay, let's check here. Console.log age. Okay, can you see? Inside that method we need to access. Okay, that is the reason. So once we try to access that method, it will print automatically. Okay, comment this one, 64th line. Console.log name we got. Can you see age 25? We got it. So we called this one inside the class, inside the method. So then only we are able to access it. So if we try to access outside, no, that will not, because this is a private variable. This is about the class scope, right? See, local scope is nothing. You can consider it as a function scope. You can consider it as a function scope. Local scope, no, you can consider it as a function scope. If you find my sessions are helpful, please subscribe my channel, guys. Thank you so much.